Hey everyone, it's time to work on the Toyota Camry. Now this is something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time now, honestly, ever since I got the car, and that is cleaning the engine bay. It's extremely dirty, extremely filthy, and once I get it all cleaned up, I'll be able to have a better idea at what exactly is leaking in there other than what we found in the previous video. But before we do that, I do need to move some vehicles out of the way so we can get the Camry into the garage. And now that the Raptor finally have an exhaust, we can finally get a cold start of it along with the cold start of the red eye. So let's go ahead and take care of that, and then we can bring the Camry into the garage. Now, before I bring the Camry inside the garage, I do want to take some compressed air to dust everything here in the engine bay. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be lots of dust, maybe some leaves, maybe some bugs, but let's take care of that. Once I'm done, we can bring it inside the garage and I'll show you guys exactly what I'll be using to clean the engine bay today. Here I have all of the products that I'll be using to clean the engine bay for the Toyota Camry today. And I do want you to keep in mind that I'm not going to be detailing it. I'm just going to be cleaning it. So this is why I have not that many products and they're pretty simple. So I have, of course, some gloves. I have a brush. I have some microfiber towels. Here I have some degreaser diluted with water. So it's 5:1. And I also have this steamer. Now this steamer is new. I've had it for like a month now, but I've never used it. Today will be my first time using it, but I originally got this because I was going to clean the engine bay for the Camaro, but I never got around to it, so I'm just going to be using it today for the first time for the Toyota Camry. And by the way, the Camaro is up on the 2-post because I will be working on it in a few days to come. And just to give you guys a hint, the front part, there's going to be a change to that, so stay tuned for that. Getting back to this, let's see how I like this steamer today when I use it. And now getting back to the engine bay of the Camry, first, of course, we're going to start off by disconnecting and removing the battery. That way we don't have to worry about any electrical issues when I'm working here, cleaning the entire engine bay. And then once I do that, I'll start off just working in small sections, and then I'll just move on until I complete the entire engine bay. Okay, so this is my first attempt at a voiceover. This is just so I can provide more detail as to what I'm doing. So let's see how it goes. So obviously here I'm removing the battery, which seems pretty easy, but what you don't know is that chicken wire gave me a bit of a struggle. So next I'm going with a plastic bag and placing them over the battery terminal so they can stay dry. The next step is to go in with the steamer, and this is just to further break down dirt and grime. I am posting it just so I don't overdo it in one section. This has to be the most annoying step of this entire process. I'm going in with a brush in circular motions on the area that I've been working on just to break down any remaining dirt. Now this is tedious, but the most important step. The second to last step is going in with a steam gun, once again, just to make it easier to clean for the final step. The last step is going in with a microfiber towel to dry the area I worked on. So the way I see it is, the dirtier the towel gets, the cleaner the engine bay is. Now this was a lot harder than it looks. Whatever fluid was on there was just caked, and that's when I realized that I should have used a lot more degreaser. But either way, I tried my best to get as much as I can out, but it could have been better. I was so excited to get to this section because it was so dirty, and I feel like once this was cleaned, this was just going to change the look up a lot better. I mean, it's in the center of the engine bay, and that's where your eyes get drawn to, and that valve cover, that really bothered me, so I really enjoyed this part. Remember when I said the dirtier the towel, the cleaner the engine bay? Well, just look at how dirty that towel is and how clean the valve cover is getting. Okay, so first I have to say that my hand is pretty exhausted just from brushing everything, going into every single crevice, but it's paying off because look at this. Such a big difference from how it was before. And I mean, it's pretty satisfying to see this. Let me just show you the rest. This is the other half of the engine bay that I still have not done. So this is like the before, and then this is the after. I think this is pretty clean. Like I said before, I'm not detailing it, just cleaning it. So this half is done. I didn't touch the alternator because it was already clean to begin with. I did half the intake manifold, about 3/4 of the valve cover. And I mean, this is just so satisfying, guys. So now let's move on to the second half and get everything done. Other than the alternator, this was an area where I was paranoid just because there were tons of exposed wires underneath that fuse box. So I carefully sprayed on the fuse box and just soaked that air box. For the last step, I went in with compressed air just to remove any remaining water. There wasn't much, but I was mainly focusing on the fuse box and the alternator. We are finally done. The engine bay is clean, and to be honest, that did take some time to clean everything there. But you know, going into it, I honestly didn't think that it was going to look this good. I mean, for what it is, I think it looks so good, and I mean, compared to what it was. So I'm very happy about that. At least for now, with the Toyota Camry, at least under the hood, the Camry can, you know, stunt a little bit, show off that it's clean, that it looks nice, looks respectable there. But one thing that I did make a mistake, which if you guys are going to clean your engine bay, don't make the same mistake. So I got the orders in reverse. I should have cleaned the hood first and then the engine bay, because as you guys saw, once I got to the hood, I kind of rushed it in cleaning it, just because then I thought, well, now that I already cleaned the engine bay, I didn't want it all to get ruined with all the dirt. So I just kind of rushed it, which Still looks dirty, by the way. So like I said before, I didn't want to ruin this, so I think what I'm going to do another day is just put plastic bags over the engine bay and then really take my time a little bit more with the hood, so at least it can match the engine bay. Everything is good. This is a huge difference. Now there's just one big question. Will the car start? All right, moment of truth. All right, we're good to go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this crash course of cleaning the engine bay on my Toyota Camry. For those of you that detail, major props to you, because I didn't even detail. I just cleaned the engine bay and it took some time. So I can only imagine you guys that you have to detail. It takes, you know, a lot of time. You have to be very thorough, and you guys do that a lot, like very often. So again, major props. But now that I finally finished cleaning the engine bay using the steamer, which by the way, I absolutely love, they got the job done. So now that I'm done using this, I can graduate and use it for its intended purpose that I got it initially, which is cleaning the engine bay for the Camaro, because that car has been tracked countless times and the engine bay is just dirty. So I need to take care of that, but that'll be for another day. As far as the Toyota Camry, I think the next thing would be is to clean the interior, because believe it or not, I do want to drive this car. I can't wait for the day that I'm driving this in the streets, but the interior does scare me a little bit because I did find a dead black widow in there. So for now, I'm kind of paranoid every single time I go in there. So I just want to make sure that I clean it. There's nothing that can harm me in there. So it's nice, clean, and safe so I can drive it around. So that is going to be very exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.